Got a couple of nice pieces for you today regarding Mafia 3, the first of which is the release date, as well as some comments from the developers from Hangar 13, of course the guys who are making the game. Now, among a few other things, and I will include the full interview in the description below this video, they answer some questions about the setting and the protagonist, which of course was some of the biggest surprises when Mafia 3 was announced. So, let's begin with the comments from lead writer Bill Harms, and he said, quote, "My answer to that is the Mafia franchise itself. One of the biggest aspects of it is keeping consistent, and one of the cool things about the Mafia franchise as a whole is that each game is in a very specific time and place. Mafia was set in a very specific place. Mafia 2 was set in a very specific place. It enables the city itself to be a character. To me, that's the primary driver of what we're going for our version of New Orleans in 1968. One of the reasons we settled on it is because 1968 was such a crazy year. It's almost like a parallel story in some ways to Lincoln's story. Lincoln's story is he suffered a great loss and he's on this revenge path, and because of that there's a lot of havoc and chaos in the city, which also totally reflects what was really going on at the time. The country was on the verge of chaos. Martin Luther King was assassinated, there were riots, there were shootouts with the Black Panthers, Bobby Kennedy was assassinated, the Democratic Convention. You get the idea. Now, there was also comment elsewhere in the interview from studio head Hayden Blackman, who basically said that they actually played with the idea with the idea of an Italian mobster coming down from Empire Bay to New Bordeaux, which is the fictional name given to New Orleans in the game. But given the setting and what was going on at the time, they decided it made more sense to make a mixed race character such as Lincoln. And the full quote is rather lengthy, but I want to go through just a key part of it here. And it reads, quote, "We explored some other things, other ideas, people that are tangentially related to the mob that aren't part of the mob, but maybe work with the mob, making them the main character. But really, when we started talking about the time period and everything that was going on in the country and where we were located, because it's the South, we thought that the most interesting thing would be to make Lincoln mixed race. It doesn't really matter if he's mixed race because he looks black, so he's treated as black. And then once we made the decision to do it, we never wavered. Throughout the whole organisation, which has been awesome, nobody ever second-guessed it, and nobody ever said, it's kind of risky, maybe we shouldn't do it." Now, the full interview with these guys is rather lengthy, so as I said, it will be linked in the description below this video. If you're interested, I suggest you give it a read. I have only touched on some of the key points from this particular interview. I suggest you read it if you're at all interested. But before I go, let us finish up with the release date. And we have had a rumour regarding this before, and it is indeed October the 7th, and it will be coming out on, of course, PS4, PC, and Xbox One. So there you have it. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.